Just gonna make sure that we're live on YouTube before we begin. Okay, so hey everyone, it's me, and doing some more Batman. This was wouldn't say unexpected, but that I kind of needed something to do today. But yeah, guys, we are now tackling the amusement mile, and I have another stream after this one is done, or at least I'm planning to for later on. I have another stream planned for later, which will be a collab with another YouTuber, Origin, for my chilling out with live streams. So stay tuned for that, and then that's pretty much it. So for the next, I would say, would take us for the next like hour, maybe hour and a half, just gonna play some Batman and collect some more Riddler trophies. Okay, so let's start. And then finally, I don't know. There we go. And now for this thing.
Serves the son of a bitch right. This place back before they built a wall around it. Suck then too. They just spread all over Arkham City now. Just gonna keep snowing.
There we go.
Batman here. Look out! Batman's here!
No, I'm not.
Get over here, Bat!
I'm not scared. It's just down here, right? That's right. Forgot a lot of things. Okay, what should be the next thing? Let's say Sonic Batarang. And then just get on top of here. And there we go. There we go. Oh, keep it down. Use the Enigma machine. Alright. Actually, no. Will not do that.
Too scared to fight us? Not surprised.
Perfect.
Scared to fight me, Doc? Get
I know
down
there's
here.
another trophy in here, so it's about to fight some dudes.
He's here! You're gonna die, fat freak! You should run!
Come on. Come on. There we go. I can't knock you out. We got another challenge unlocked. Hmm. Three balloons. Whoa. What is that? Damn. I knew this wasn't the best port, but Jesus. You know, just to talk about that for a minute, like, it's bad enough to say, like when you're talking about Arkham ports, we all know that PC would be, like, the best one, right? But it's sad to say that the next-gen port is not as good as, like, the Wii U version. And for me, like, I mean, I played the Wii U version, so that's a really, like, just sad thing to say. But okay, where to now? Yeah, a lot of this is, like, just going off of memory, so good enough. There we go. That's where it was. Because there's 3 of them then. Nope. Ah, damn. Let's try it again. Six balloons. There's always like 12 objects in there we go. That's better. nothing up here, is it? I could have sworn. Maybe it's the Riddler trophy I was thinking about. But, Riddler trophy found. And we got another character trophy. Nice. Okay.
If we ever get out of this place, I am leaving this hellhole of a city and never coming back.
Gotham City Olympus. There's a lot of characters that hopefully it happens in, say, like the next game or whatever, if there is another Arkham game, to see what kind of villains they would put in there, like Maxi Zeus. That's somebody I would see, or I would want to see in the next game. But oh hey, we got a person in the chat. Hello, person in the chat. Hope you're enjoying the festivities of watching this, I guess. Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right, I have to glide or like dive bomb into I think it needs to be somewhere up here. There we go. And there it is. What is going on with my, this game is acting weird today. There we go. Damn, that was weird. God, I hope this... Yep. There we go. We got it. Okay. I'm hoping soon, if I can pull it off, to do the freeze grenade trick, and maybe show off Arkham Asylum and Gotham City. But that's really hard to do on your fingers, so that's why I'm avoiding it for right now. Maybe later on down the line, but... There we go. Okay. I know there are some riddles and stuff over here. There's that Riddler trophy. Oh man. Done. Oh no. And let's see if I can invite him. See if this works. That's weird.
Also, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm out of school, so now I have more free time to actually do this. So
Nice.
Yeah. How have you been, man?
Good.
That's good.
The squad's been I guess I could say a blessing. I have like 80 subs from my last time we talked, like my 30, so it's growing, but it hasn't grown a ton.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. 80 subs, so
Yeah.
that's really good for you.
Yeah. Also, I personally have changed a lot since. What was the last time we talked? Was that like I was playing Batman Arkham Knight, you were playing Arkham City.
That's right.
Was that the last time? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah,
No.
that was a while ago. Yeah, no, I haven't seen you online much, so I haven't. Otherwise, I would have invited you. Anyways, yeah, no, but yeah,
That's good.
there's been a lot of stuff that's happened with the squad, I guess. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been aware of some of it, and also trying to, like, keep my neck out of it.
Head down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Uh, yeah, honestly though, like, I honestly sometimes just wonder what happened to some like all the smaller members of the squad. Like, all of us kind of just like we all like almost used to all know each other.
Hmm.
Like, I used to talk to you and Adam and stuff, and even Meatball 99 and a bunch of he's a founder, but I still talk to Spidey Skater Boy and a couple of the other guys, but
Oh yeah,
I just haven't talked to you. I haven't talked to you in a while, so.
yeah, it's been a bit. Um, yeah, like I haven't talked to Adam in a while. I don't even know what he's up to right now. But
Yeah, I don't even know if he's still doing YouTube or even doing any of the squad stuff in general, dude. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
I'm not
I don't
sure.
even remember what his I don't remember what his gamer tag was. Otherwise, I'd invite him to something. Do you remember by any chance? I think I could probably just go back to my old videos, I guess, and look it up.
I don't remember at the moment. I can't think of it off the top of my
Dude,
head.
I miss all those Marvel Heroes Omega streams we used to do.
Oh yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, it was always super fun. I'm playing some Spider-Man right now.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Did you get it?
Spider-Man? Yeah.
Yeah,
My God, dude, it's so fun.
it is so fun, dude.
I've been loving it for, well, since the night before it came out, because I went to a midnight event. I didn't put a video up. I was going to,
Huh.
but
No, I feel like I'm the only squad member who's making a series on it. Like I finished the series. I finished the main game. I got to do the DLC. I think I'm gonna do DLC though through the stream. That's probably what I'm gonna be doing.
yeah.
Um,
I watched some of your videos on it, and those were good, man.
yeah. Yeah, I'm currently playing New Game Plus. They're on Ultimate in the Spider-Verse outfit.
Oh yeah.
One thing I didn't know about New Game Plus is if you go back to your original game save and start doing stuff on it, it doesn't save in New Game Plus, which is kind of strange. So
Yeah.
don't start New Game Plus until you've absolutely 100%ed absolutely everything.
Well, yeah, like, well, because I started New Game Plus right when, like, after the heist came out, so I finished the heist, and then I went to New Game Plus, and, yeah, it doesn't save your, well,
Yeah, your data.
it carries everything over, but when you go back and say you want to do, like, the milestones or whatever, it doesn't carry over, which is weird. But,
I think what's weird is the fact that it doesn't carry suits over. Like, say, I started it during City That Never Sleeps, or the heist. The very first DLC was the heist, right? That was the heist. I don't
Yeah, the
remember
heist,
all
yeah.
the names.
yeah, the heist.
Anyway, so say I started it during the heist, and then I beat 100% of both the next two DLCs after it, and then those suits that I unlocked from those two DLCs aren't in New Game Plus, which is what I was trying to say, and that's really what made me mad.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had just started New Game Plus at that point, so it doesn't matter. I just replayed the same mission that I did because I only went through like one mission, so it's totally fine. I'm not worried about it now, so I'm just gonna continue playing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, have you played? Well, I'm assuming you played through all of the City That Never Sleeps missions.
Yeah, 100% of everything.
What did you think about them?
I honestly thought okay, so DLC 1, they took a weird approach, like with Black Cat, and I don't want to spoil anything for anyone watching your stream or anything like that. But I just thought the approach that they took with that was kind of strange. You know, I was like, okay, that was an unexpected turn. And then at the very end, I was just, they said that wasn't the case, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm relieved. And so then after the DLC, like after I finished all of it, I was like, okay, that one was okay, I guess. I wasn't too much of a big fan of any of the suits. DLC 2 is probably my favorite DLC, I think.
Oh yeah.
Everyone said, a lot of people said they didn't like it, but I loved it personally.
Yeah.
I just loved the story.
Yeah, I wasn't really a huge fan of it, but the only thing that really was probably the best part about it was like the suits, because all of them were really good.
Yeah. No, I wasn't even just talking about the suit specifically. I was talking about like just the story. I like the story too, of what they did with DLC too.
Yeah, I mean, I find
because.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, you can continue.
Well, I was gonna say that like in terms of story, the only thing like I found interesting was like how Yuri kind of got tied into all of it, and her kind of thoughts and like kind of struggles with it. But everything else,
yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, but like everything else was just kind of like it's fine, but like it's not good as the heist was, and even the heist like had some issues with that. So
yeah, and then afterwards I played DLC 3, and I liked it. You know, I'm sorry, but I'm like a huge fan of like classic Marvel. You know, like that's kind of the comics that I grew up reading.
right.
So them turning Hammerhead into too much of a robot for me was like, okay, I think you just went a little too far, Insomniac, and that was like what threw me off about that DLC.
Yeah, that's probably I'd say like the lowest point of that character in anything, like in terms of like media, but
yeah. Yeah, so that's why I didn't like DLC 3 that much. Plus, it was really short too. I thought I expected it to be longer. I like the cutscenes and all. I guess whenever you fought Silver Sable, that was interesting. But I don't know. I just feel like there could have been a better way to end off the series.
yeah,
Because that was like the last DLC. But I mean, I guess unless the Fantastic Four one we're talking about, unless that ends up being like a story DLC, which I doubt it.
yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah. But if it does, yeah, then I mean, I guess I like the Miles thing, but I feel like they could have at least given him something more than just like one of Spider-Man's
Masks.
like old masks.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been cool to see him in the suit, like his own Miles suit, just as kind of
Especially since they're not going to give us the suit in the game itself, like to play with. So like at least show us what Miles looks like in it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait like 2 years now, before we even get a glimpse of the next Spider-Man game, and who knows if it's even gonna like have Miles in it.
Yeah, I think yeah, Miles will be in it for sure. I'm not sure like if like they're gonna do like say like a multiplayer sort of thing. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with like if they did a system kind of similar to what Arkham Knight did with with you and like say an ally you had. It'll be interesting to see like what kind of mechanic they could make out of that. But
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think that I think that the way it should probably work is obviously I want them to have them to have co-op. That'd be absolutely sick. My problem with it is like, how is traversal gonna work? Like, say you're running on a wall and your other friend is running towards you, and you both like are like what if you like hit each other? Would it automatically stop before you hit each other, or would you like phase right through each other? Like, what would end up happening? Would you like do like a sick cinematic where you like jump over each other or something? I don't know. I think that's just like where my mind goes with it. And I feel like if like they have the multiple characters aspect that Arkham has, like, you know how Catwoman's like cats are like scattered around the city in Arkham City?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope they have something similar. I don't know what would Miles' type of thing be. I wouldn't say a spider, that just sounds kind of weird, but like what would I wonder what would be like around the city that Miles would, I don't know, maybe like going into, for instance, what if there's like what if you went to like Miles' school, and if you went to a certain area but like by a door or something, and you press like circle on it, kind of like similar to Lego Marvel Superheroes. Have you ever played this newest one?
No, not yet.
Alright, well, anyways, basically they have like these, I just got it, but basically they have like these, like little, areas around the city that are like for Gwenpool missions, that you walk up to the, like a door, or like this giant pink, and the color could change for Spider-Man, but it's like this like a hologram almost, and once you stand inside of it, you press circle or B on it, depending on what you're using, and then it gives you an option to start up the mission. What if in Spider-Man, if you went into like Miles' school, say there's like one of those like a waypoint basically, right by the door of Miles' school, and if you press B or circle, or well, circle specifically because it's it's PS4, if you press circle on it, and then you pressed, and then it gave you an option to say, do you want to switch to Miles? Then press X to say yes. I think that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
And then I was even thinking, what's gonna happen to Marvel Spider-Man if Apple buys out Sony and Spider-Man goes back to Disney? Does that mean that Disney will make Marvel Spider-Man on Xbox, like for like the sequel or something? Because it's not technically Sony's exclusive anymore. Like they can do whatever they want with it at that point. Or do they just cancel it? Like that's what I'm curious about. Like,
I don't know. Like, I don't know. It would be a real shame for, like, all of a sudden it was like, say like a couple of years down the line, Apple already bought Sony, and then at some point it's like Marvel Spider-Man exclusive for Xbox One. Like, that would probably anger a lot of
if
people.
Apple buys Sony, you realize that the Spider-Man rights go back to Disney.
Yeah.
Right. So, also, here's another theory I had. Okay, so Square Enix has a relationship with Microsoft. This has been established through Tomb Raider and stuff like that. What if the Avengers game is an Xbox exclusive? Because think about it, Nintendo Switch has a Marvel exclusive. PS4 has a Marvel exclusive. What if Xbox had a Marvel exclusive? Just like every console gets their own specific special thing, you know? I doubt it, but I'm just curious.
It would be interesting, because it's not like interesting for the sake of like everyone has their own type of game to play for their console, but at the same time, like, there's a ton of like Marvel kind of fans who would want to play, like, say they had a Nintendo Switch and they wanted to play Avengers Project. Like, it would be a shame for them to just leave it on one console. It makes sense for like, it makes sense for like Sony, because like they own Spider-Man, and so they could do whatever they want with him if they wanted to make a PS4 exclusive game. But like Ultimate Alliance 3 and like Avengers Project, it would be a shame. Like, it is kind of a shame for Ultimate Alliance 3, but like for Avengers Project,
because especially since it was never even on. Was Ultimate Alliance ever even on Nintendo, like systems at all?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Alright. I was curious because I was like, what? Anyways, it's been a long time since I've played them. I have played them, but it's been a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
It's already a shame with Ultimate Alliance 3. I don't like that. Okay, here's what so I just realized this, and it keeps me up at night. You realize that Nick Fury changed from a white dude to a black dude in the new Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah. I mean,
so I'm like, how is this Ultimate Alliance 3? What?
I mean, they could always say like, oh, like they could always do the excuse they did in the comics, where it's like, oh, this is Nick Fury Jr. or something like that. But yeah, that is weird when you're going off of just the first two games. You're like, oh, Nick Fury was a white dude and now he's black.
Yeah. No, I'm not racist or anything either. I'm just saying that I just find that really weird.
Yeah.
Like, I have no problem, because I love not just specifically Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury, but just Nick Fury, that version of Nick Fury in general.
Yeah.
In the comics and stuff. But Yeah, so I have no problem with that. I just find it super weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyways.
it is weird, like, just like if you're talking about like going off of the story of the last two games, but I mean they're trying to bank off of like the MCU, so it'd be weird if all of a sudden like they're having
Yeah.
like MCU designs and
that's-
then like white Nick Fury.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, but my biggest problem is that's what I hate about Marvel games right now, is I don't like them going off the MCU. Like, I get the MCU is cool and all, but just add some costumes from the MCU. Don't, like, sit there and, like, base your story around MCU ideas. That's why Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite failed, and that's why you guys will continue to fail at your games, because, like, you just, for one, you're not really thinking of what you're doing. Just make a original story like Marvel Spider-Man did. Don't like try to like bank all of your money on MCU properties. Like, that's my problem with Marvel games right now.
Yeah. And it is really a shame that like a lot of the basis of what their games and their property, what they're doing now is just like it's
Off the MCU.
Yeah, off the MCU. Yeah, and even like even DC Comics,
mobile
right?
games.
Even DC games and Warner Brothers, like they're not limited to just the DC films. Like they're like they have like multiple kind of sources of where they take their influences. Like
I feel like though that's DC's problem. DC's problem is making too much stuff based off of stuff that isn't the movies, or like they like make too many original stories. Like with the TV shows aren't connected to the movies, and the movies and the movies are their own separate thing, and the games are their own separate thing, and everything is its own separate thing. Every once in a while, connection and crossover is really cool. Like, just for once, I want to see a superhero TV show crossover with a superhero movie. Like, I think that would be absolutely amazing, and I don't understand why they don't just do it. Like, I guess it's because of legal stuff and all, but come on. Like, I don't understand. Like, DC's perfectly capable of doing it. They're not going to do it, though. Like, that would bank. I guarantee you it would bank if you did it.
it would, but at the same time, like it's a matter of like legal issues and getting that star over, and also you need like a budget. So
Yeah.
like you can't like say like
You know Kevin Feige was actually planning on adding the Marvel characters from Netflix over onto Infinity War, but it got too crammed,
yeah.
which kind of sucks. I kind of want the universe where that happened, but whatever, it is what it is. I'm actually kind of excited to see what they do with the Disney Plus streaming service, though, with Daredevil and all those characters. I mean, they can't use them for 2 years, but still, like, whenever they are allowed to use them, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. And more importantly than that, dude, I'm finally excited to see what's going to happen when they add the X-Men into the MCU. I'm so hyped for that.
Yeah. Now, I was talking to my brother about this a while ago, but do you feel like they're gonna do like an in-universe explanation, or do you think like they'll just come from multiverse?
I think it's probably going to be an in-universe explanation. I think they're going to recast the actors. I guess if you're talking like multiverse, like if they're going to be like coming through like a portal or something and then just being all like, hey, we're here now, I feel like that'd be a little too weird, and the people might grasp the concept, but at the same time it might just be like, well, why are you staying in this universe? Like seriously. I mean, I guess they could do it like this. Like, have you ever seen any of the CWDC superhero shows?
Yes.
You know how Supergirl connects over with the Flash and all that stuff? I guess it could be like that, to where it's like a separate universe, and they have their own stories within that universe, and then they come over every once in a while. But I just feel like that would make too much of a disconnect, you know? So I feel like they're probably gonna Thanos is gonna reset the universe somehow. There's gonna be some seismic, cataclysmic event that leaves the door open for Fox and Marvel, you know. While at the same time, if like the deal doesn't go through, which it's probably going to go through, but if the deal doesn't, then the explanation will still be good enough for other stuff to happen, you know. So I mean, so I guess sort of a little bit of both, I guess is my answer, technically speaking.
Yeah. When I was talking to him, my thoughts were like, if they're gonna do it in universe, then say like they get the Infinity Gauntlet back and they restore everything. Say like that, the snap like to bring people back kind of ruptures the space-time continuum a little bit, and it changes some things here and there. So like Wolverine was back in World War II when Captain America was around, and you know, et cetera, to create the mutant race and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But if they're gonna
that'd be really cool, but like at the same time though, you realize that most people need to hear the X-Men origin stories because most people don't know the X-Men origin stories. Most people, I mean, a lot of people have seen the X-Men movies, but most people don't even know that they're Marvel. Like, so like on top of that, the X-Men movies took a lot of liberties too. So I feel like they need to have some type of origin story. Otherwise, people are gonna be like super confused. I guess they could do it the Black Panther way of doing it, which had like has that like almost like a cutscene at the beginning of the movie where they talk about their history. I guess that could happen.
Yeah.
And I guess that would work. But I mean, I personally kind of want to see their origin stories again. You know,
I feel
just
like
see what.
I feel like if you're gonna do it like that, like if you're gonna have, like for the X-Men specifically, I feel like that is the way you need to do that, because like people know who the X-Men is. People know how like the X-Men kind of came together, and like a majority, well, not say a majority, but most of the key members people know about already. So.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, while people know about it, like I said, Fox took a lot of liberties in making the stories.
Yeah,
so it would be super confusing for people because people are gonna be like, well, is this like the same Wolverine? Like if they don't explain the stories or something. So that's what my problem with it is. Like if they don't do origin stories, people are gonna be confused as crud.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be sitting there in a movie theater trying to explain to my dad what's going on.
Yeah, you're right about liberties, but at the same time, that's them trying to make do with what they had because like they're not connected to the huge Marvel universe, so you're only limited to those X-Men characters, and you can't just be like, oh, like Wolverine was in World War I and Captain America was in the background there.
Yeah, well, I know that. I'm not even talking about that. Like, I'm just saying they could have done a lot of stuff even in the universe that like could have made up for some of their mistakes. Like, honestly, like they shouldn't have made so many movies that just didn't make any sense whenever you try to put them in a timeline. Like, they honestly should have like thought about each other when making movies. Like you know, like how the MCU, while the MCU does have its own problems, but they're very few and far between. They should have been focusing when making movies. That's their fault, if anything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, their screwed up timeline is not... It's not them not having the rights to the Marvel characters. It's just them not focusing and not giving the fans what they want. But it is what it is.
Well, that, like... Because the movies, when they started coming out, that was like the year 2000, and at that point...
Yeah.
Cinematic universes weren't a thing back then.
Yeah.
So,
no, but like they had a perfect way to reset it after First Class. What did they do? They screwed it up yet again. Like after First Class, dude, that was such a good spot to pick up. But then they were like, no, and then just didn't give a crud. Like, that's my problem.
I agree. Like Days of Future Past, like it was the perfect. It was the perfect way to kind of clean up everything and sort some things out and take out what was wrong with the series itself, and then immediately afterwards, like with say like Deadpool 2 and like X-Men Apocalypse, that just kind of ruined things even more.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm so excited about that. Honestly, I'm excited to see what the MCU does. Who do you think is going to come in first? The Fantastic Four or the X-Men?
I say Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I think probably the Fantastic Four, just because it fits in mostly with the Marvel, with the MCU. And on top of that, dude, Doctor Doom in the MCU. That sounds so freaking sick. I can't even comprehend what that's gonna be like, though, dude. Like, what if that ends up being like our next huge villain? You know?
That'd be awesome.
like they set him up inside Fantastic Four, and they have him like lose the battle, but like he starts getting prepared to win the war, and then Doctor Doom becomes like the massive villain for Phase 4. Dude, I would be like, oh my gosh, dude, that would be so freaking amazing.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Honestly though, if I had the chance, I could probably direct a Marvel movie just because I'm such a huge fan. But yeah, sadly that's not gonna happen. No, I literally, no joke, I predicted about 75% of Infinity War before I went to go see it. Like, I was just talking to my friends making speculation, and 75% of the things that I told my friends came true. And I was like, oh my word.
Yeah.
Like, a year before, dude, I was like, dude, I guarantee you, to a friend of mine, I was like, I guarantee you, it's not going to be Captain America who dies, it's going to be Spider-Man. Just because that's the unexpected turn. That's what I said. And then, guess who died in Infinity War, and who's like one of the most heartfelt deaths, aside from, and people should have seen Infinity War by now, so sorry if you guys don't like spoilers, but aside from Gamora and Loki, Spider-Man was like the most heartful death. Do you think Gamora's coming back, by the way?
Let's say maybe. I don't know for sure, because I know there's a lot of people who don't really like Gamora as like a character, but I mean, I like her. I hope that she comes back in some sort of way.
I like Gamora. I mean, honestly, my problem with people in Infinity War, people like hate Star-Lord now. I don't understand why. Like, Star-Lord, you realize he literally had his dad killed his mother. He lost pretty much everything. He lost Yondu. He had to kill his own father and do a bunch of messed up stuff. Just almost pretty much, actually, he almost is equal to Thor in how much like family cred Star-Lord had to go through. And yeah, people are like, man, he should have waited, man. It's like, dude, in that situation, if you found out that that the love of your life was just like taken away, like just murdered by her own father, of course you'd be mad. You wouldn't be sitting there like, you wouldn't be able to like wait. Like nothing, no part of you would be like, yeah, man, let me just wait like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Other
you're
people...
right about that. But I mean, like, I guess if everybody agreed like to a certain plan, and it's a double-edged sword, because at one point, like at one hand, you don't see that coming. Like when you're talking to me, it's like, oh, like I killed Gamora. Like, of course you're gonna freak out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, stick to the, like, at least try to stick to the plan. But
do you think it was actually? Do you think it was actually his plan, or do you think it was Tony's plan? He said, for the record, is my plan, by the way. But do you think it was actually his plan, or if he was just joking around about that?
Maybe it was a mix. Like, maybe they were, like, maybe a majority of it was like Tony's plan, but maybe a little bit it was like Star-Lord's plan. But I don't know.
Honestly, it's so cool how Doctor Strange has only literally had one movie or three movies he's been in the MCU. And yet he had such a big role in Infinity War. I honestly want to see Doctor Strange 2. Almost more than I want to see Spider-Man 2, you know?
Yeah.
Like, although Spider-Man is my favorite character in Marvel, I just think Doctor Strange 2 has so much potential.
Yeah. As much as I love Spider-Man, like, he is my favorite Marvel character, but as much as I love him, his movies aren't really like the greatest.
Yeah. No, I think the problem is that Marvel isn't using Spider-Man's golden characters. I'm sick. Like, we've had a long enough time. Give us Norman Osborn already. Like, I want Norman Osborn. Like, that's who I want. I want the Green Goblin, Spider-Man's main villain, to be the antagonist, you know, of a film. Like, I get it that they're waiting because they want Spider-Man to become older, and, like, I don't know, they might do the Gwen Stacy storyline again. Who knows? But, like, I want Green Goblin for one, and like the whole Goblin family, like Hobgoblin, all of them are pretty much like Spider-Man's main villains. Other than that, I also want to see Venom. Like, they're just not doing the proper villains, and I think that's the problem. I mean, I guess Vulture was a good place to start off, and I loved Homecoming. I loved Homecoming so much, but like I just think that they should start doing some villains that people actually want to see. I mean, I guess Mysterio's cool and all, but like, do you think? Okay, by the way, what do you think about the Mysterio theory? Do you think he's like, do you think he's using illusions to create those things, or do you think he's actually a hero in this?
I think he's using illusions.
Yeah, same here, dude. I think it's probably illusions. There's no way. Like, if he is a hero, that's kind of really strange for them to do, you know? Especially since, like, in the comics, and even in the games, dude, Quentin Beck was a chump, dude. Like, he got wrecked, like, all the time.
Yeah. I mean, like, because the way I'm thinking about it is, like, they're kind of taking inspiration from, like, from his first appearance, where, like, he used his abilities to, like, to be a hero, and kind of think that Spider-Man was, like, well, more of a menace than, like, he actually was. So, I mean, that's the way I kind of see it. Like, he's just...
Honestly, okay, so here's a theory that I have. I'm sorry for interrupting, actually. Finish what you said. Finish what you said.
I was going to say that... I was going to say that, like, maybe a majority of the movie, like, he's, like, the good guy, and everybody's, like, looking up to him and stuff, and then at some point, I feel like Spider-Man's going to, like, call him out. So, anyway.
Kind of like he did with Vulture.
Well, yeah.
Kind of.
Sort
Anyways, dude, so, okay, so if they're going to be doing the unique villains approach, and, okay, by the way, I hope that they go past a trilogy for the Spider-Man movies, because Spider-Man has so many great villains. I feel like he could do more than a trilogy with that. Like, he wouldn't have to do the thing that the MCU has been doing, you know? Like, if they made a fourth or fifth Spider-Man film. No, but I think that if they're going to keep doing unique villains, the perfect unique villain that was great for movies, too, because, like, you could do so much with this character, is Chameleon. Like, you could literally set up Spider-Man to fail in every way. Like, he could murder people. Like, for instance, with dressed up as Spider-Man or something, and then have it, like, all over the news, and then just have everyone in New York City throwing Spider-Man under the bus. And then Spider-Man finds a way to defeat Chameleon. Like, Chameleon is such an underrated villain that I feel like they could probably use in so many good ways. Because, like, look at the Mission Impossible movies. Like, you know how they always do the mask sticking off trick? Like, imagine that for, like, a Spider-Man film. Like, you trust someone, or even, like, kind of with the Skrulls. Like, it's the same idea with the Skrulls. Like, just that trick to trust someone that isn't trustable. It's such a useful trick, and I think they could do so much more with it. You agree?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see him in a movie, and see, like, how they would portray, like, his, like, shape, like, how he changes into certain people.
He's really good with costumes. On top of that, his face is like a white mask or whatever. That's pretty much all he does. But on top of that, he also has really good with gadgets and stuff too. Like, he builds like web shooters and stuff like that to kind of like the way that they portrayed him in Spectacular Spider-Man. Did you ever watch that show growing up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like doing that for a movie would be so sick, though.
I feel like if you're gonna do Mysterio, or not Mysterio, if you're gonna do Chameleon, I would do it like how they did in the '90s cartoon, where he has like technology to help him change shape. So,
oh
like,
yeah, I remember that episode. Like with the Kingpin and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work too.
Speaking of Spider-Man villains, what are like some other like villains that we haven't seen in movies? Like, who would you want to see besides like Chameleon?
As far as like unique villains go, I feel like the whole elementals thing that they're doing. If the elemental, I wonder what elementals they are. Like if they're like Hydro Man and stuff, or if they're like the actual elementals from the Doctor Strange comics, which are like D-list villains, but I'm not entirely positive. Or if it's like a mix of both, I'm not entirely positive. But those are like some unique villains right there. That if they end up being Hydro Man and stuff, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Like if it ends up being Sandman and stuff, they've already been in movies, so I guess you don't really need to use them, or specifically Sandman. So I mean, who would be a super unique villain? I'm just trying to think of Mysterio would have been Mysterio's already basically probably going to end up being a villain. I'm just trying to think of someone in the comics that I read about I feel like doing Doc Ock again has already been used. Oh, dang. Dude,
It's tough.
yeah, I know. I can't think of any villains that haven't been used, you know? Or if they haven't, huh. Electro would be a unique villain. He has not been, oh yeah, he has been used. What am I doing? Oh man, dude, there's been a lot of Spider-Man movies. Vulture's been used, and pretty much every member of the Sinister Six has been. It's Shocker. That's a villain right there.
He was in Homecoming.
Oh yeah, oh my word. Oh my word. Dude, they've all been used.
You know who I want to see, and it's mostly because of Spider-Man PS4, but I kind of want to see Mr. Negative. I feel like that would be.
Yeah, I guess I probably should have been thinking about some of the newer Marvel comics. I haven't read anything mostly. I mean, I've read a couple things, but I want to catch up with anything past 2015. I pretty much stopped reading Marvel comics after 2015 just because I wasn't interested in some of the ones that were currently going on, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't interested in Squirrel Girl. I wasn't interested in stuff past 2015 just because it was like, dude, this is... Like, if you're going to make a new hero, and I was saying this on a stream last night, I was doing it over on Twitch.
Yeah.
I was saying, dude, if Marvel's gonna make a new hero, they gotta stop making characters that are like a total joke, you know? Like, they gotta make some characters that are relatable and serious, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I get it trying to like cash grab off of the whole Spider-Man thing. Spider-Man's funny. He's a great person to copy off of. So let's make another funny character like Squirrel Girl. I just think that if you're gonna be doing stuff like that, like honestly, if you're gonna be making new heroes, just in general, I feel like you should make a character that's like, I don't know, that's not a teen, that's not like an angsty teen. It's just a character that's relatable and serious is what Marvel needs. I mean, we don't have enough Daredevils. We don't have we have Daredevil and Moon Knight and pretty much some of the Defenders, but we don't have many serious characters in Marvel. I just think that we just need more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was also saying, what if I think this is a real good idea, just because it would help kids like me, for instance. I would love this. They need to stop making heroes who are only child. Like, make a hero that has a ton of brothers and sisters, and make that like the stakes, you know? Like, he has to protect his family, he has to keep his identity hidden, otherwise his family could be very hurt. And like, it's like a big family, like a family of 6 or something. Like, I think that would be cool. Like, for once, just to make a hero that's not straight up, like, you know, who's not an only child because his parents were taken away from him. I think that would totally get away from the superhero, like, cut and run, you know, like the usual of superheroes. If you made a hero who had a big family, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, that would be like a welcome change, and since you said that, like, I thought about it, and like, I know they kind of did this already with Shazam, but like, what if like there was a superhero of like a foster family? So like,
yeah,
like their lives are in threat, and you're trying to do whatever you can to like help them stay out of it. I feel like that would be interesting.
What if there's a homeless kid, like, for instance, or like who got powers? That could be a plot point. Like, someone who's just on the street and they were like there during some like big Marvel event, and then they happened to get powers from like a meteorite crashing or something. I don't know, just the normal superhero stuff. But like, I feel like the foster kid idea is better. But I'm just kind of going off with thoughts, because there's so many ideas that they could take the plot with Marvel. They just haven't taken a lot of the places they really could, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's why Stan Lee's characters were meant so much, is because he did the unusual, you know? Like, when creating Spider-Man and stuff, he just did what no one would expect, you know? And he made it likable. Like, no one expected the Guardians of the Galaxy, of all things, to get their own movie and to be like super famous nowadays. But look what happened, you know? Like, just do the unexpected, like, both in movies and everything. Like, just do what people don't go by the ordinary, and just do something on your own. Like, just make a super unique hero, and I feel like you'll have it golden if you do that, you know?
Yeah.
Any things you want to bring up? Conversation.
Punisher season 2 is coming out soon. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's that. I've seen Punisher season 1. I can talk about. Hey, did you watch Runaway season 2?
No, I've not watched Runaways. Yeah, I don't even know where like to stream it from, if there is.
Hulu, if you have it, but if you don't have it, there's a website you can go. There's a couple websites you can go to. I don't have Hulu, and I just watch it off of.
I don't have Hulu, so.
Yeah, you can just watch it off a website. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you on stream because I don't want to like.
You send it to me afterwards when we're done, and.
Yeah.
I don't want to solve this for thing.
Yeah, no, but Punisher season 1's a little bit slow. Season 2 gets a lot faster, but let's talk about Punisher season 2, like you mentioned. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I just watched a review for it. Someone posted, HN Entertainment posted a review, said it was like he said it wasn't as good as the first season. I mean, I still have to wait to see it to judge it. What did you think of Iron Fist season 1? Like when I think I've already asked you this before, but like when everyone was hating it, did you hate it as well, or did you actually like it? Because I personally really liked it.
I liked it. I didn't love it like as much as I did with like Jessica Jones or like Daredevil season 1. And I mean, after watching it, this was like I finished it maybe a week before Defenders came out, so like I mean, at the time I liked it, and going back, there are some things that haven't really aged that well. Like, there's some acting that, like, isn't the best, and some characters that, like, I don't really appreciate now than I did then. But I'd still say, like, it's an okay watch, like, once. Like, watch it once, and then try your best not to go back and watch it again. But
yeah, I think the pacing was pretty slow, like people mentioned. It was probably just as slow as like Daredevil season 1, just because they were setting up a hero. That's the way origin stories are sometimes, you know. They're just slow. That's just the way things roll. But yeah, Marvel's. I just think overall right now Marvel's really killing it, and I think we should probably yeah. Punisher season 2 though looks really great, but like I was mentioning before, the guy who said he watched it, HN Entertainment, or the guys, because I guess it's a group of people who make that YouTube channel. But basically, he said that Jigsaw isn't as crazy as he is in the comics. He's more of like a kind of like a gang leader in the new season. So that's interesting, I guess. I'm most excited just to see the main Marvel heroes, like from the MCU. Like, I want to see X-Men so bad because I really want to see like a banter between Wolverine and Spider-Man. I think that'd be absolutely hilarious. Just because, like, straight up, they're such different characters, and I feel like just watching that would be great. And also, another guy that I was listening to, this has nothing to do with X-Men, it has to do with Marvel though, mentioned something that I thought about for Spider-Man that I didn't realize before. You know, Tobey Maguire was like the perfect Peter Parker, but not a good Spider-Man. Yet Andrew Garfield was like the perfect Spider-Man, but not a good Peter Parker. You know?
Yeah.
And they're both those movies are both good in their own ways. You know, like they both have their own quality. Just because they're not comic book accurate doesn't mean they're not good. Yeah, I think the whole idea that like the guy was saying just about sorry, I was doing a side mission, so I'm a little off track, but just about how different Peter Parker and Spider-Man they were, those two Spider-Man from each other. It was pretty cool. Tom Holland though, like I think Tom Holland nails the role. He really does. I just hope that that Far From Home does better than Homecoming. You know, Homecoming was a good movie, and I really loved it because for one, there's a ton of comic book references in there for me to get, and on top of that, it was just kind of cool to see what it was. I mean, there's a certain type of movie you gotta expect from the first Spider-Man movie in a franchise. I just came to like if you go back and watch Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man and Homecoming, you'll realize that they all have their own similarities. You know, just through Spider-Man in general, and how he acts through those movies. You'll understand that there's kind of like a certain bar that that was basically the bar that I set going in. I set like if it could be better than the other two, then I'm gonna be great with it. On top of that, seeing the Iron Spider was sick, especially seeing an Infinity War, dude. It was so sleek. And yeah, actually one subject we haven't talked about. What about Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel. All right. How do you feel about it?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I think that the first and second trailer didn't really do the character justice. I think that the newest special look trailer did great. The second trailer was better than the first, for sure, but the special look was definitely the best one they have so far. If you go on the Marvel channel, because you got to realize Captain Marvel in the comics, she's like a really hilarious character. Like she's a lovable character. The reason why they're probably not showing much is just because there's probably some good plot stuff in there. The one thing I don't want from Captain Marvel is I just don't want it to bomb, and I hope that Brie Larson does the character justice. You know, so I think it's gonna be great. Personally, I think the movie's gonna be great. I just think that the trailers aren't doing the movie itself justice. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the trailers for me haven't been the greatest. The second one was better than the first one, but not really by much. So my biggest hope is that when it does come out, people will watch it. Like, it will do well at the box office, and people will gain interest for this character, because she is really, she is a great character and very lovable. So I'm hoping that the mainstream not only gets a new, kind of cool female superhero they can look up to, but also, just also, for, say, comic interest kind of picks up for her. So.
Anyways, so here's a subject that I forgot to talk about, that my sister mentioned, and I thought about it, and I was like, dude, there's already, okay, so my sister said there's not enough diversity in the Marvel Universe, and then I said, look at the X-Men. The X-Men are the most diverse thing you possibly can. Do you think that they need to sit there, and I don't think that they do, but do you think that they need to sit there and race swap a bunch of different heroes and stuff just for more diversity?
I mean, it depends on the character, but say Wolverine. I don't think you need to change his race because Wolverine is as iconic as he really is. So making him say making him say he's Latino now. I don't think you really need to do that. But
okay, I think I think it depends on the character. For instance, say Black Cat. I wouldn't mind if they made Black Cat another race. I wouldn't mind that. My problem is just certain characters like you said. On top of that, all the characters that aren't superpowered, I guess I'm fine with it. I wasn't exactly okay with them switching MJ's race, but I guess it's starting to grow on me. I like the character. I like what Zendaya did with the character, I guess, because she's she's still the lovable MJ we know, but just looks different, you know. So it was kind of weird going into the movie. I just don't think they need to do it too often, you know, because I think they can honestly do a lot better than you might think.
Because it only works for so many Marvel characters.
Yeah. And plus, like I said, though, the X-Men are so diverse, dude. You know how Nightcrawler is what is he, German? And then you have a ton. Yeah, the X-Men were literally created for the purpose of diversity. That's why I think the X-Men joined the MCU. We won't even need that, you know? That's why Stan Lee created them. That's why he had them in mind. So, just for the people who are unique out there, you know?
Yeah.
We have Daredevil. We have Daredevil, who's who's a blind fighter. Like, honestly, like, there's so many characters that are just, like, super unique. Like, the only thing that they don't have is, like, the stuff we were talking about earlier, like, characters with bigger families or foster kids, aside from, like, DC has a foster kid, but, like, just characters that, like, just certain human aspects about them are more unique. Not their powers, like, you know, because it's hard to love a hero if you don't love the person behind the mask, you know?
Yeah. The personality of, like, the hero, I feel like that's, like, their secret identity, more than what their actually, like, powers and who they are is, their personality behind the mask, I feel, is, like, one of the most important things to nail about a superhero.
And that's the thing that, like, this conversation, just in and of itself, makes you think, like, realize stuff about people. Like, people don't care. People don't care about Spider-Man just because he's super cool behind the super cool dude who, like, quips all the time. They love Spider-Man because he's a relatable high school kid who did a bunch of different stuff that we've all been through, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I just think that, like, just making characters that aren't a one-sided figure, you know, that have depth to them is important.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
What do I have left now?
What do you what we haven't talked about Endgame yet. We sort of have, but not really.
We can talk about it.
What did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was great. It hit me on the same level that I did for, like, when Infinity War's trailer came out. That kind of, like, suspense for what's going to happen to everyone. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot that, like by the time it actually comes around, that, like, we'll be like, wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of surprises in store.
I thought it was great too. Yeah. What do you think about Ronan?
Ronan?
I'm talking about Hawkeye Ronan, not
Oh, okay. I was like,
yeah.
Ronan?
I'm not talking about. Yeah.
I was confused for a second, like, Ronan the Accuser or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. Ronan's cool.
No, I was.
You know, given the context, like, when you see him all kind of sad and depressed, and then, like, that leaves you with some thoughts of, like, that leaves you with some thoughts of, like, wow, something really bad happened to his family.
Yeah.
And, it'll be interesting, like, to see where they take Hawkeye.
I think that they're probably even gonna have, like, a I'll let you finish.
I'm
before
done.
I say this, actually, because
I'm done.
yeah, no, but I think they're probably gonna have, like, a like a scene in the movie where they probably show what happened to Hawkeye's family, I'd imagine, just to add that extra impact, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the immediate second that I saw him taking down Yakuza, you know what I thought of? I was like, dude, if that ends up being the Hand, I would be like, that's so freaking sick. Obviously it's probably not going to be.
No.
But yeah, no, there's some cool stuff that they could do with that. Just it reminded me of Netflix so much whenever I saw him in that dark scene and stuff. Yeah. On top of that, though, one thing that Marvel movies do great that I think, and after this we'll talk about DC. After I say this, one thing that Marvel movies do great that I think that everything else in the media should do great is they just do different stories all the time, unique stories, and I just think that they need to do that more with the games are doing great. It looks like the games are going to be doing great, but I just think in comics that they need to do more unique stories and stuff. Actually, the one story that looked really sick, and the story that I haven't got a chance to read, have you heard about Infinity Warps? Like, where they, like, warp two characters together, and, like, that's what they're called. It's not the name of the story, but, like, they warp two characters together like Iron Man and Thor, and you get Iron Hammer. Like I saw that, dude, and I was like, dude, that's absolutely sick. Or Moon Knight and Spider-Man, and you get Spider Knight.
Yeah.
I just think that if you did more stuff like that, that'd be sick.
I haven't seen anything about that, so
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up later. But that sounds cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. But I guess we can talk about DC now since you are playing a DC game. Yeah. What you think of Aquaman? Have you seen it yet?
I have, and I enjoyed it. Probably, probably a little more than I did with Wonder Woman, but that's probably just me. But what did you think about it?
I enjoyed it more than Wonder Woman. I'll agree with you there. People said Wonder Woman was amazing. I saw it. I was like, okay, Wonder Woman was okay, but like, I wasn't like super impressed by it because it was just like sort of like a random character from the part of the movie you didn't even remember. It was like, dude, I'm the villain of the film. And it just, it kind of was a huge disconnect for me. Like, one of my friends were like, dude, it was so amazing. I was like, dude, it was okay, I guess. I saw Aquaman, and it was sick, dude. I actually really liked Aquaman. It reminded me more like the films after Avengers 1. Like, that's what it reminded me of. People said it reminded them of a Phase 1 film. Dude, that was not a Phase 1 film. Like, that right there, that movie was like a Phase 2 film. And honestly, I thought the movie was really great, personally.
Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, like, there are, like, story elements that kind of remind me of, like, a Phase 1 film, but there, like, are a lot of, like, other things that remind me more of, like, Phase 2 sort of stuff. Even though, like, we've seen Aquaman before in the movies, so it is more or less kind of like a Phase 2 situation, but I feel like the story of where they were taking it was a very Phase 1 thing. But,
yeah, because it was an origin story. So, I get that. I liked Black Manta. Black Manta was pretty cool.
Black Manta's cool.
I don't understand why Aquaman just left his dad there to die. Like, I guess I get it, but like he was supposed to be a hero, and at that point, I guess he'd screwed up. It was just for the point of the plot, I guess. But I thought the film was really cool. I'm really even excited to see what Shazam does with all of this stuff. I've seen some DC stuff. The only stuff I haven't seen is I haven't caught up on some of the newer episodes of the CW shows. I'm on like episode like 6 or something of Supergirl, so I have to catch up with that before I continue watching, because I want to see the crossover event with Batwoman, but I haven't gotten a chance to yet.
I mean, I haven't really been keeping up with DC TV as of late because I feel like their seasons are like they're starting to kind of run out of ideas, and especially the case with like the Flash and sort of thing. But I watched the crossover and I thought it was really good. I'm really excited to see what they do next year. I won't spoil it for you. But,
why are some of the windows on the Sears Tower like purple right now in Spider-Man? Is that how it is in New York? Because I doubt it.
I don't think it is. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a glitch. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it is a glitch. I don't know why my game does this. I feel like I've seen this before. I know I have seen it before, actually, but yeah. Anyways, I thought Aquaman was really cool. I'm excited to see what Shazam does, how that movie does, because it looks really funny. It kind of reminds me of how Spider-Man should be, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see where they head with it though.
Yeah, Shazam's it looks really good, and I hope because I'm not really the biggest Shazam dude, or a big fan of his character and his overall thing. So I'm hoping that the movie kind of helps me grow more of an appreciation for him. So.
I get with them trying to do the whole thing that Marvel's been doing with Batman, that Marvel's been doing with Spider-Man, and them not explaining the origin story. But I just think this specific Batman would do great if they got a solo movie actually up and running and they actually showed us a trailer, you know?
Yeah.
On top of that, I feel like once they get their feet on the ground, once DC does, if Shazam does well, they need to start making more than just one movie a year, you know?
Yeah. I hope I hope we get to see more of like, you know, DC paying for like talented writers and directors to make some really good films. It started really good with like James Wan, like how they got him to do Aquaman, and he did an amazing job. But I hope we get to see more of like actual kind of talent for later on down the line.
Yeah. What do you think of the web suit in Spider-Man PS4?
I like it. It's one of my new favorites to swing around in. Probably like right next to the end of the Spider-Verse suit.
Yeah.
So,
I love the End of the Spider-Verse suit too, mostly just because I love the movie so much, and I kind of fell in love with that version of Peter Parker.
I was gonna ask you, but did you see the movie?
Yeah, I saw the movie, dude. It was so good, dude. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't mentioned it. Yeah, dude, I really enjoyed the movie. The soundtrack is on point, dude. Have you heard the soundtrack?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's so sick. I've been listening to What's Up Danger a lot recently, and I was like, dude, like, this like gets me hyped to do all the things that I haven't been doing in my life.
I like my favorite track was Vince Staples' song "Home," which they should Ever since
I've heard it before, I just don't remember what it says.
It was in like the first teaser for Into the Spider-Verse, and that's where like I really fell in love with that song.
Oh yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, I remember it.
And hearing it the full version now is great. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I feel like What's Up Danger is gonna be like my new gym workout song, you know, or like anytime you just want to get hype. Like say you see a cute girl over like in the hype, let's go talk to her. You like popping What's Up Danger, dude? Like, all right, let's do this. Anyways,
leap of faith, come on, leap of faith.
Leap of faith. That's all it is, Miles. All right.
Man, I love that. Yeah. I love Peter Parker in that movie. Like the best thing about it for me.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah. Yeah. I also, they were definitely the best part about it. Just because, for one, you already know the characters. Did you ever read the Ultimate line of comics?
Yes, a long time ago.
Yeah, dude. It was a while ago for me too, but dude, whenever I read through the Ultimate line, dude, I fell in love with it. I pretty much read through most of it. I just haven't read through his newer storylines, you know. I read all the original Ultimate storyline, and so like, I read every single issue of that, and I saw Into the Spider-Verse, and it sort of reminded me of that, but it was like a new take on Ultimate Spider-Man. It was like if that Peter Parker was older and had his life together, you know.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a mix of Ultimate and both Spider-Man PS4. Like if they both like had like a baby universe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. Have you heard anything about Spider-Geddon?
Some stuff. I haven't really read. Well, I have issue 0 somewhere, and that's the PS4 Spider-Man, like him in Superior, kind of hanging out. But I haven't really had the time to.
I just saw a video about that.
Yeah,
I haven't. I don't think they have issue 1 out yet. They might, but I'm not entirely positive. I don't think they do.
I think they're finished with Spider-Geddon.
They are.
Yeah. I'm just waiting I'm just waiting for the trade to come out.
Yeah, I have a comic book store near me. Problem is it's like I don't like spending, like, for instance, they ask you too much for 1 issue. Like that's why I get graphic novels. You pretty much gotta wait for but I haven't honestly. I want to get back into reading Marvel Comics because I haven't had a chance to. You know, I've been too busy. I don't know if maybe back when we talked a while back, I think you know that I'm a guitar player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got a lot better at it. I was actually really terrible back then. And that's what I've been doing this entire time, is trying to write songs and stuff. Have you seen any of my videos?
I know that you've been live streaming lately. I haven't been able to watch some of them yet. Like, maybe I've popped in and maybe said hello in a couple of them, but I haven't had the time to sit down and like watch a full live stream for a while.
Yeah, no, you don't even have to. Like, I honestly, like, recently what I've been doing with my streams is I've just been interacting with my community, you know? Like, it's not even just, it's literally just to sit down and talk with the people. It's like, and I feel like that's such a great way to build your fan base, is, you know, talking to them, you know, and stuff. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, sure.
And I made a skit. I don't know